How to create a twirl design like this in Photoshop. Photoshop 2024 as well as earlier versions. Go to the gradient tool in the tools panel, select that, and you can go for the gradient option, top left. And then with that, I'm going to go with radial, and also I'm selecting one of these sort of gradients, basically a very colourful gradient. You can create all kinds of different gradients very quickly. Please check my videos on how to create gradients. Now, if I apply it now, you'll notice one problem with this. Fills the entire screen with the colour of one of the stops. I don't want that. The way around that, simply go over here to the properties, and you can find that in the window menu, and you can see all of the colours for this gradient. And you can create all kinds of different designs, maybe with 2 or 3 colour stops, maybe 10 colour stops. But the key thing is, this one at the end, I want to be transparent. So I'm just going to go down here, and you see opacity controls. So opacity controls, you can set it all the way down to 0, and you end up with this. Now, if you're not happy with the gradient you've got there, you can still manipulate this further. You can just drag this midpoint, and you can put it maybe slightly closer to this point. Once you've done that, you can then convert it. You need to convert it to a smart object because I want to apply effect to it. So go to a layer, down to smart objects, and convert to smart object. So now it's a smart object, and I can reposition it, move it around, preferably fairly in the centre of the image, because I'm going to apply distortion now. Now, you could apply brush strokes, you could use various warping brush strokes, you could smudge it, but what I'm going to go with is filter, and I'm going to go down here to distort, and you could use any of these. Whole range of different options are possible, but I'm going to go with wave. So wave, and you can see straight away, number of generators 1. Further, if you push it up too high, if you say go 59, you can't see anything. So it's best just to keep it, I think, as 1. Go with wavelength 1, and also set it to the max for the bottom part. So there, 999. Amplitude, you can vary that. You can see you can change it slightly. Maybe go for 1 to 4. Just make sure it doesn't go off the edge of the document. Also, you can always randomise. So you can click there and randomise. And you can see sometimes you think, oh, what I want is a diagonal-like design. And that's sort of matches what I want. So you've got a nice diagonal. And you could continue to click randomise until you get something you think, you know what, that's perfect. Click OK. I'm going to go with that. That's reasonable. Of course, if you're not happy with it, you can always undo and then go and apply it again. Or, because it's a smart object, just go here to smart objects and you can double click. So double click there, and again, you can then randomize it. Just, try it a couple of times. Maybe go with that one. Maybe go with that one. Or that one. And you can see you can create a variety of different, very colourful designs that way. Next thing to do is remove the background. Don't want the background. I don't want this white background when I'm going to go with my pattern design. So just click there and just delete it. You can bring it back later. It doesn't have to be completely removed. Then you go over here and you can select the rectangular marquee tool because we need to define it with a rectangular selection. So just drag it around. Make sure you don't cut through it unless you want that design, of course. You can cut through it, but you will then notice in your pattern you've got a straight line cutting through it. So I'm happy with that now. I've got that selected. Then I can go to Edit and down to Define Pattern. And you can see there, you can give it a name now. I'm just going to go with that. Click OK. I no longer need this, so I'm just going to undo. Just go back to the previous there, and I'm just going to delete it. So it's gone. So I've now just got the background layer. I can now use the fill. So edit, and just go down here to fill. And in here you've got the options for foreground, background, colour, and also pattern. Just save the pattern. So let's just go with pattern and then go here. Select pattern. Now the button there was the previous one I created. Here's the one I've just created. So click that. Make certain the script is on. So that needs to be turned on. And also symmetry fill. So just go to symmetry fill. And you can change this opacity. Set to 80%. I want it to be 100%. You can change it, of course. You can make it 50%. Doesn't matter. Click OK. and then go into here. You've got dilative rotation. That's the one that I think really works the best. You can always try the other ones. Go with 8. You can see that creates a different design. Also 9 creates a different design then. Now some of the others are not so great, personally. You can run through them, of course, try them out. But I think 7 is the nicest one. So 7, and then with that, you can modify these settings. Now I'd go for this, 1.25. That's the maximum. You can reduce it. If you reduce it down, it will just generate something a lot smaller, which is fine if that's what you want. So 1.25, and also you can modify this. You can set it to 0, or maybe set it to 19. And you can see as you do that, now you might think, you know what, that sort of stained glass design, exactly what I want. If you're happy with that, go with 49. And also you can vary this as well. Again, combination. Now, sadly, there's no option for randomizing this. It would be really nice if you could just randomize within this. So just click here and different settings, because you can get literally thousands of different designs simply by running this along and changing that. But I'm going to go with this. I think that's the nicest design. And also you'll notice you've got some color randomization. So it's not the same as what you created. If you don't want that, just drag it down, put it down like that. And you can see you get that. Personally, I prefer maybe push that up, looks nice, but the color randomization is what I want. So I'm just going to push that. You don't have to set it to the max. You can set it if you want, and then click OK. And you can see the design you get there. Literally thousands of different designs can be created by just subtle changes to that pattern design that you had at the start. Now, also what you can do, you might not fill the entire screen. You might find that you haven't filled everything, so you can always go to Edit and Fill. And you can go and select Pattern again. Make certain you select the same, or maybe go and select multiple, so you can create different. Select another one. So just select that, go with the script, again, Symmetry Fill, click OK, and you can see you've got another design. Again, very subtle changes in the wave filter to generate that sort of design, as well as maybe a slightly different gradient. And again, click OK, and you've got that. Now you notice it's gone applied right on top of it. It's completely obliterated it. Fortunately, there is a fade, which is really useful. So you've applied this effect, you think, yeah, it's great, but I would like the last one as well. You can always go to Edit and Fade Fill. With Edit, Fade Fill, you can then change the opacity, so you can just sort of blur that, just reduce it down, and you can see as you do that, it will change. Maybe go for that, maybe go with that. Also, you've got blending modes, so you might decide, oh, let's just go with dark and just try that out. Now, it's possible that the combination will not work well, but you can just try them out. Linear burn, lighten. I think that looks nice. Lighten is one of my favourite ones when you combine the sort of symmetry effect. I think it creates a really nice design just by going with lighten. Again, set to 100%, or you can reduce it down. Then click OK, and you can see you've got that. And of course, you can do it again. Another option would be to create a layer and then apply it to a layer. So layer, and then create a new layer. Exact same. Go to Edit and Fill. Select any of these, but I'm just going to go with the one that I first created, that one. And again, click OK. And I can vary it, so I can just change it, maybe go with that design. And again, click OK. Now it's a layer, you can just go here, and you can do exactly the same as, of course, with the fade. So you can just go blend, darken, multiply, lighten, screen, and just try them out. And also this is, I think, really quite nice just to run through very quickly to see which one. I think that looks great. And again, it's a layer, so if you don't want it, you can always go and delete it or just hide it. It doesn't have to be there. Of course, once you're happy with everything, always go to Layer, and you can flatten the image or just save the document as a PSD file. So File, and then go to Save, and you can save it as PSD and on your computer or to the cloud. Also, another great thing when you actually apply it to a layer, of course, is that you can combine it with filter effects. You may like to go to Layer and Smart Objects, convert to a smart object. So it's converted, and then go to Filter, and then go down here, apply a distort, maybe a twirl. Slight subtle change, just change it maybe 82, 80. Click OK. Got that effect. And again, you've got all these blend modes and you can run through and again try out different combinations of that effect. You can see you can create millions and millions of different unique symmetrical designs very quickly using this approach. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Bye.